A lot has been said about lawyers and mediation. If this was an arbitration conference, there would be banners of all the leading law firms in Kenya and in Africa and in the world, all over. Today, what I can see is KRA, EACC, and I think that tells us what lawyers generally consider their role in mediation to be. I love mediation, uh, and I really enjoy mediation. Unfortunately, meditation does not love me back. Leaves me leaves me hungry, and that is something we need to be looked at about mediators in Kenya. Mediators are very kind people. They are prepared to work for free, completely for free, in deserving cases, but they should not be required to subsidize people who can afford to pay the mediators decently. I am a mediator at FIDA, where we do it free of charge for the poor of the poor, as in the first thing people or the disputants are given when they go to the FIDA office for mediation is a cup of porridge. I'm prepared to do it completely pro bono for those deserving people. As for the succession cases involving 1,000 acres in Masai Mara or Taita Taveta or Nanyuki, well, that's a different story. I owe this presentation to a friend of mine called Ike Eheride. Some of you know him. He's a Nigerian arbitrator, lawyer, professor based in London. Some 9 years ago, we were chatting in Atlanta, Georgia, in the sidelines of an international arbitration conference. And I mentioned quite casually that Kenya was the Geneva of Africa. He seemed puzzled, which shocked me. My fault. I should have laid a foundation for the discussion. As I talk about Kenya as Geneva of Africa, Tanzania has laid a claim on that title. And I got that because in 2008, Bill Clinton, former president of the US, referred to Arusha as the Geneva of Africa. Tanzanians claim that title is acknowledged and recognized, but with a rider. Arusha hosted various international tribunals, like the Rwanda Genocide Tribunal, and of course the East Africa Court of Justice. Those are courts and tribunals, not consensual forums for resolving disputes. And therefore, to my mind, Tanzania or Arusha is the Hague of Africa, with respect, and that leaves Kenya as the contender of that title, at least in East Africa. Now, I'll go very quickly because I have about 11 slides, and I'm now in slide number 5. The title of number 5 is Jomo on Congo. Jomo on Congo, that is Jomo Kenyatta. Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, Kenya's first president, was mid-air on his way to Congo in a bid to conceal Kasavubu, Chobe, Mobutu, and Lumumba, when he was told that the CIA had shot down another airplane carrying the UN General Secretary. Jomo Kenyatta's hatred of flying was legendary. For him to agree to fly Congo and to was an act of great selflessness and personal commitment to Pan-Africanism and to mediation as a method of solving disputes within or between African states. The next slide is titled Jomo and Angola. Mzee was at an advanced age of 80 years and was not in great health when he acted as mediator among the three top contenders of the Angolan presidency in Nakuru in 1975. I'll not say more about that because of time. I'll go to the next slide, which is Moi in Sudan. President Daniel Arap Moi mediated many disputes right from the early days of his presidency, as early as 1982. I think that was his third or fourth year of the presidency. He was involved in trying to resolve the Chadian crisis. Now, under Moi, General Lazarus Subeyo, Mr. Beto Kiplagat, and Mr. Kalonzo Musyoka played a great role in the mediation of the dispute in Sudan, and it led to the comprehensive peace agreement which was signed in 2005. As for Uhuru Kenyatta, I'll say this. During the inauguration ceremony of President Ruto, President Ruto said this, and I'll quote verbatim: "On the peace initiatives in our region, including both in Ethiopia and Great Lakes region, I have asked my elder brother, President Uhuru Kenyatta, who has done commendable engagement with those regions, and he has graciously agreed to continue chairing those discussions on behalf of the people of Kenya." Now, all those examples I have listed are of the Kenyan government facilitating, through its presidents, mediation of disputes in Africa. But there is another angle which is less known and less talked about, and that is the initiatives of private Kenyans acting alone without government facilitation in enabling mediations. I'll give just two examples. One is Professor Washington Okumu, full name Washington Agre Jarango Okumu. He was a Kenyan diplomat, politician, academic, author, and he rose to fame as the mediator that convinced Mogosudu Buthelezi of South Africa to be part of South Africa's democratic elections in 1994, thereby ensuring a peaceful transition into South African politics. He passed away in year 2016 in Kenya and remains uncelebrated and unknown in Kenya. The second example I'll give of a private Kenyan mediating disputes in Africa is quite interesting. It's a woman called Wairimu Dentu, a Kenyan mediator of armed conflict at the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue. She was in 2017 the winner of the inaugural Global Pluralism Award, which included a take-home of USD 50,000 shillings. At today's exchange rate of about 150 shillings to the USD, the sum amounts to 7.5 million and rising by the day. This lady has mediated disputes in Nigeria. Her award was mainly in recognition of her role as mediator in a matter in a conflict involving 29 ethnic communities in southern Kaduna in Nigeria, leading to a peace declaration signed by two state governors. 2 years later, in Nigeria, that is the southern Plateau, she was again the lead mediator in an inclusive dialogue between 56 ethnic communities. And that was the first time women were included at all levels in the peace process. The United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres appointed Wairimu Deriki the UN Special Advisor on the Prevention of Genocide in 2020. I'm now in my 11th and last slide. Kenya has a dedicated brigade of over 1,200 certified mediators under the court annexed mediation scheme alone. My estimate is that we have probably 2,000 certified mediators. And when I say certified mediators, people like Wairimu who are doing wonders elsewhere, people like James Lazarus Seguyo, uh, Kiplagat, none of those, to the best of my knowledge, are certified mediators. So we are saying, in addition to the 2,000 or so mediators who have gone to college or attended a 40-hour course and are certified as mediators, there are probably thousands of other uncertified mediators who know what they are doing. And Kenya has mediated disputes in Congo, Angola, Sudan, Somalia, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Chad, Mozambique, Liberia, Namibia, etc., etc. My contention is that Kenya's place in the mediation of continental disputes is unassailable. However, nothing stops Africa from having 2 or 3 Genevas. The list is not closed. It's not a closed list. So, even as we endeavor to be the Geneva of Africa, we applaud the others who are making strides in that area. Tanzania and other African states which are making progress are welcome. So Kenya, having excelled in Africa, can now grow as a mediator in the global village. Who says that Kenya can only mediate disputes involving Congo and Angola and Egypt and what have you? Mediation is a universal skill. Mediation is a universal procedure. Once, and indeed we have mastered mediation in Kenya and in Africa, we should be able to go to the next stage, which is international mediation. Allow me to say this in closing, that our mediators are in fact several notches higher than our police officers, sure. Yet our police officers have been found fit to serve in Haiti, in South America. Very last remark is that Kenya and private Kenyans have cut their niches for themselves in the world of international mediation. That makes Kenya easily the Geneva